When I have sketchbooks like this one with high quality paper, I tend to do more elaborated work. With these ones, with more soft papers, I feel more free to experiment and to do a lot of sketchy work. I think my work is in this stage right now, using a lot of ballpoint pens, color pencils, and I think it's getting more and more colorful. And you can definitely see the shift I was mentioning about the colors. Okay, let's start with this one. It went through 2019 and 2020. I think this one is from the time I was experimenting so much with colors and using the ballpoint pens, which is a tool that is very known in my work. I was experimenting with them and with color pencils as well. It was a big shift for my work because my previous ones were with ink and only one or two colors. And then I started feeling that it was lacking something. So I still like doing things in only one or two tones, but I definitely ran into these more colorful things. And I think this was something that was super attached with the moment I was living. In this moment, my mother passed away, so I felt the urge to include more color and more life in my work to deal with the things that were happening in my real life. It came from my life and not from my art experience. I think it's a very important thing for me because my work it grows when I have life experiences and not only when I study drawing. The big shift for the colors came through in a not so colorful moment in my life, but it helped me dealing with it. I draw a lot of existing characters, but I also do a lot of character design as well, like these ones. Since I work as an illustrator for the entertainment industry, I tend to draw a lot of pre-existing characters, but I also work as a character designer, so I have to create things for myself as well. This sketchbook, I think, is from 2017 and 18, so previously to this one, and you can definitely see the shift I was mentioning about the colors. This one is a more monotonical. I think this one is more rough than this one. I used to do a lot of writing. Usually things that I think that will trigger something in my work or something I was studying and I feel it's important for me. For example, these ones were when I was studying about painting. So I used to read a lot and to watch a lot of videos about painting, and I try to make notes. I tend to not make a very good use of what I study if I don't take notes. I feel I'm getting a better balance between drawing, studying, working, and living. I think there is a strong line in the middle of our journeys. When you get to a point that your work is good but not great, I think your visual perception it starts to grow faster than your drawing. Then you start to judge your work way more harder than you should. So I think this is the hardest time for an artist to get through this line. If you don't stay loyal to your ideals on being a good artist, on being a better artist than in that moment, I think this is the point where you stop. When I felt I was in that part of my journey, I was really studying every day. I don't want to sound super, not sure if the word is like this, pedant. But I don't want to sound pedant. I don't think I'm a really good artist. But I felt I crossed that line. I felt I got into a point that my work is is a work that I can make my living with it. I'm succeeding in getting a point with my work. Honestly, it's a self-journey. And I think that right now for me, I can rest a little bit and enjoy my life a little bit more and have more life experiences like traveling, like having some good time with friends more than I was having before when I was super crazy about studying and drawing every day. And I feel my work is flowing in a better way right now because I have these life experiences. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I have the balance. We can show some original work.
Of course.
Besides the sketchbooks. For example, these are from 2019 as well. You can see that these are more colorful than the previous sketchbook, but they are not as colorful as this one, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a few ones that are more colorful as well. This one was for Faber-Castell, and then I have a few more ones with the process of making more and more colorful things. One of the things I admire the most in some artists is to have this feeling of having some loose lines with kind of a feeling of a child's work. For example, these ones, not exact lines, and you have, for example, double-crossed lines. When I start mixing colors, I don't tend to make the same line I made before with the previous color. Here, for example, you have it. You can see this one in here. I really like this raw feeling. I feel it gives a lot of energy to my work. And for example, this one is also with the same tools, color pencils and ballpoint pens, but it has a lot more work. I'm trying to make the color really more solid than these ones, but I have the feeling that I'm always searching for something new in my work. I think I never felt truly satisfied with my work. I'm always trying to find another way to do my work, another different thing, another different tool. These ones are good, but I look at them right now and I think, okay, I can do better with the colors. I can do a more dense work. Not in a bad way. I'm not sure if I'm making my point. I'm not unhappy with my work, but I'm unsatisfied with it. In terms, I want to learn more. I want to try more things. I want to expand what I do. It's not that, oh my God, I'm not happy with my work. It's not so dramatic like it sounds. These are some thumbnail sketches for Faber-Castell. As I said before, I was working with them. I did a few sketches, and they choose some of these sketches for me to finish. This was one that was chosen, and honestly speaking, from this is my favorite one. So I had a really good time doing it, and it's good to see the thumbnail and the finished one. So I think it shows a bit how I work from the previous sketches to the final ones. These were for 3D Total. I was doing a tutorial for one of their books. That was the same kind of process with them. These are the final ones, but I did a lot of previous sketches for them. When I do character design, I tend to do a ton of thumbnails to find the best ones. And when I choose the best ones, I start to make bigger sketches for the final versions. And then I start to work on the specific parts of a character, for example, the arms and the tattoos. And then I started working with the guitars for one specific characters. And in this case, for the hairstyles, the clothes. This is a way to include the study in my work. And it's good because I'm getting paid to study. I like to do a character with a lot of peripheral things. For example, this one I was showing, it also has a lot of styles and effects. For example, this one it has this kind of blow like an atomic bomb. The flow of the voice with a lot of skulls and hearts. He's playing a very hard song that talks about death and love, for example. But these periphericals help me to build a story in my characters, or even in my illustrations. You have to tell stories to the public, right?
Do you read comics?
Yeah, I'm reading more books right now than comics. I love reading, and I love taking reference from comic artists. But for my creations, I prefer to read books and comics for my fun time and for just the study of visuals. Mm-hmm. This was a poster for Warner. These ones were for that previous work of Usagi Yojimbo. This was for a Sonic poster I made for Paramount Pictures in 2019.
Do you usually work in silence, or do you listen to music or something like?
I tend to work with a ton of music, and I know it affects my work. If I'm hearing some slow songs and some sad songs, my work will probably have something to do with it. And if I'm hearing more like pop or metal songs, my work will have a lot more energy. So if I need this, I can direct my work and my emotions to my work through music. There is a specific moment I don't like hearing music. It's when I'm doing this kind of things, thumbnails. This part is mental work, so I like to be fully concentrated. This is another one with a ton of studies. Some of my favorite artists, Gustav Klimt and Alphonse Mucha, Conrad Rosé as well, a few of his studies. This one is from that colorful phase I was talking about. I was trying to do some random color mixes, but yeah, it feels more relaxed. I feel that the color pencils has that feeling because it's something you primarily think about. It's a child's tool. Mm-hmm. So I like working with them. I definitely feel more relaxed. Maybe like this one, you definitely see the lines are more loose. Like this one. Yeah, some more thumbnails. I have a ton of them in my sketchbooks. Spider-Man was the first superhero comic book I ever read, and I instantly fell in love with the story. For me, being I think a 9 or 10-year-old kid, seeing a guy trying to be normal and to be a superhero, that felt so different for me at the time, and I instantly fell in love with the character. And it's definitely my favorite character. I have a ton of drawings of Spider-Man. You can definitely see him. It's my favorite character.
So these are all the guests and some other stuff that's...
Okay, here?
Yeah.
I was in Prague last week. I was doing a kind of an Euro trip with my friends. I was really impressed with the city and the culture they have there. They have a tradition of making puppets for children, and the toy stores in there. Oh my God, so good. I was really inspired there. I like to do cute, creepy stuff. Not sure if it's something. I'm gonna try to make it like a cute, creepy one. I don't want to run away from what I do, but it was something I also wanted to explore different things. When I started doing super colorful stuff, I also asked myself, okay, how can I do more serious or more dark work with this style? And then I started to include a lot of dark colors and more pointy stuff. My work used it to be more round, and I started to do more pointy work, like these eyes I'm going to do. And more unexact work. For example, this eye here, it's not completely into the head shape. It gives me a creepy feeling about the character.
Do you think life is colorful?
Oh my God, I'm making a super bad impression right now, right?
Why? No.
I honestly have to say we have a pretty happy life, despite all the hard times we have in Brazil. I honestly think my life is really good and really happy. I feel, despite me telling, oh, my life is pretty happy with this tone of voice, it's just because I'm concentrated right now. I came from a city that is in the northeast of Brazil, a beach city. So I think it's kind of hard to not be happy into the beach and getting a lot of sun, right? Right now, I live in São Paulo, not in my hometown. I'm from Fortaleza. I felt a lot of times about moving, but never did the real move. But I'm in Europe for 1 month right now traveling. I felt a lot about, okay, how would be my life if I lived in here? I feel it's not easy to go out of my country and start a new life in another place, but maybe it's something that is not as hard as I thought it was before. I'm sure I can find beaches in other countries, for example, in Lisbon. Maybe it's a possibility. I really like running. After a long training, I always feel like a bit tired, but super happy with it. So it's kind of similar to what I feel after a work day. I feel I get fulfilled with it. Today I'm pretty sure that I'm doing what I'm really supposed to do, because my feeling is, oh my God, I'm feeling super tired today. I just want to go to my bed and sleep, and the other day I wake up and, okay, what I'm going to draw today. So I think it's a confirmation of what I'm doing and what I like doing. I have times, of course, I have times when I don't feel super, super excited. If I'm not in the mood for drawing on, for example, on a Friday, I try to get myself inspired, go out and see a movie or hang out with some friends. I'm using the blue to cover these oranges to get a more intense tones. That's something I really like doing, a super loose work. I can keep that child's energy in the work. When you see a kid drawing, he definitely doesn't care if the pencil is green or blue to make the skin. He just enjoys the drawing. So what I'm trying to do here is just the same thing. It's based on the puppets I mentioned. I saw in Czech Republic a few days ago. We just got crazy into them. It was super, super inspiring for us because we never saw puppets like the ones they have there.
You use a lot of yellow, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not my favorite color. I think my favorite color is blue. But it's funny because it's one of my favorite colors, and with the mixes, it never stays in my work. Because when I use the blue, I cover it with the yellow, and then you get the green. And it's funny because I work with the orange and the yellow for a long time, and a lot of people tend to think they are my favorite colors. I really love the warm feeling they have to the drawing, but not my favorite colors. Okay, I think this is it. Okay, that's it. I survived.
So, last thing,
Okay, the same side.
your signature. Thank you.
Thank you so much.